All right, all you Surge fans out there, we're going to get some real answers to the deepest questions about Surge A. Storms and his creator, author Tim Dorsey. So where did the character Surge A. Storms come from? Where did he originate?
Well, that was kind of accidental. He was just going to be a villain, kind of larger than life, and the ones I always found fascinating and scariest were like the Bondian, Blofeld and Goldfinger, and then Hannibal Lecter, where they're criminally insane genius. But and so when I had him, and it was just kind of accidental. When I had him also be, insane and highly intelligent as far as his encyclopedic knowledge of Florida, and his just, when he started ranting about Florida and being obsessive about seeing things, it just was the perfect vehicle. And so that's when I said, this is my main character. That was during the first draft of the first book. And that changed, and so I rewrote the next draft, making him the main character from the beginning. Because we all have thoughts that just bounce all over the place in our heads every day. Maybe me a little bit more than other people. I don't know if that's good or bad. But so I just, when I have him doing his thing, I just dictate what's in my head, and it's the easiest part to write, especially when I start to think about something about Florida that I really love and brings back great memories of growing up here.
It's been said that the best art plays tricks on us. Are you playing tricks on us with Surge?
Yeah, I'm an imposter. I can't believe I have this job. I'm waiting for the cane to pull me off stage, and say, okay, it's over. You had a nice run. But I always wanted to write these types of books from the type, Kurt Vonnegut and Hunter Thompson and Joseph Heller. Just these satirical kind of quasi-anti-authoritarian. But as far as what I'm doing with these books with Florida is, I just love to road trip and explore, take my camera and go places and just see things that I haven't seen in the in my tour guides and stuff, and so it's the best job description. And I actually have my character articulate my thoughts in the books, and because when I start any particular book, I start off with taking my research trips. And Surge says his definition of happiness is Florida, no appointments, and a full tank of gas. And so I just load up the car with all my stuff, and no particular, definitely, no schedule and no time necessarily. I definitely have to be back home, and I just go and let my, curiosity. And so I want to bring that into the books. Surge is free. He doesn't have a job. He's resourceful as far as making a living on the road, and just goes where he wants in Florida. He's just free on the highway.
Surge has been called a moral absolutist. Does that describe you too? There are certain things that are just inherently right, inherently wrong, that never change?
No, probably not, because I have no idea what's going on in this universe. Yeah. I say, it's like, and Surge has articulated this as well. I mean, my thing is, I cannot stop watching all these documentaries about the cosmos, and about the beginning of the universe and all this stuff. And I'm talking about feeling insignificant and like we don't know which way is up and down. And I've heard people say, because they're good because they're really religious. I mean, I'm very spiritual and I believe there's something going on out there. But they're only good because of, they're afraid to, that somebody's watching, they're not going to go to heaven, and I think as far as moral absolutism, I think it's up to us to establish being kind to our neighbors, in the golden rule, for its own sake. And I don't know if that's a moral absolutism, because if you look at everything in the cosmos, and you look at the Serengeti Plain where, there's the zebras are getting eaten by the tigers, whatever. I don't see any, is that moral or not moral? No, it's just nature happening. And so when humans prey upon each other, when there's war, are we just seeing that as having more gravity because we're involved in it, or,
Will you ever be bored with Surge? He's afflicted by numerous psychoses and obsessive behaviors and that kind of thing. What does it say about our society when we can admire a serial killer, admire somebody who would whack somebody for mouthing off at an ATM?
I think in this case, and you saw my audience today. I mean, they're the most they're not this anarchist edge of society. They're literally the more Main Street, the more law-abiding, and white picket fence, family, grandchildren. I mean, they're the ones that connect with the books because there's a surrealism about it, where there's a certain, it's kind of so surreal that the violence is almost like Itchy and Scratchy from The Simpsons, and so they see it less of a straight up Dirty Harry or the Charles Bronson Death Wish, which were revenge vigilante style. I don't think they're vicariously getting into it for that. I think they're getting into it for the commentary of these rude people that we run into every day, or the people who are predators on the elderly, or whatever. So I think that's the chord that it struck. And because there's the two things. There's one, I take people to the things I love about Florida, and I go and wax nostalgic through Serge's mouthpiece about Florida growing up, and he remembers this landmark and this landmark, and not shrill, like screaming about although there is the message about the development and preservation and all that stuff, but I think they like being taken around the Florida they love, and then also there's just laughing about how ludicrous our state is on the news so much of the time. So.